There was a young man in the army who carried his faith with pride. But that made him a constant target for mockery. His fellow soldiers and superiors never missed a chance to make fun of him for being irreligious, always laughing and throwing malicious comments. Despite the humiliation, he remained calm. His trust in God was unshakable. One day, his superior, known for being relentless, decided to put the young man through even greater public humiliation in front of the entire platoon. With a cynical smile, he called the young man and said, "You take this key and go park that Jeep right over there." The young man hesitated and replied, "Sir, I don't know how to drive." But the superior, seizing the moment, mocked, "Then do this. Ask your God for help. Let's see if he really exists. If he's as powerful as they say, he'll teach you how to drive right now." The soldiers burst into sarcastic laughter. The young man, with his heart racing, took the key. Shame weighed on his shoulders, but he knew what he had to do. He closed his eyes for a brief moment and prayed silently. "God, I don't want to prove anything to them, but if it is your will, use this situation to show your power." Without hesitating further, he got into the Jeep. His heart was pounding, but an unexplainable peace filled his chest. He turned the key, and to everyone's surprise, the vehicle started and moved. With steady, precise control, he maneuvered the Jeep and parked it perfectly, exactly where the superior had ordered. When he got out of the Jeep, expecting more mockery, the young man was met with something unexpected. The silence was deep. There was no laughter or jokes. Instead, he saw his fellow soldiers one by one with tears in their eyes. Even the very superior who had challenged him was crying. They all stared at him in awe, not understanding what had just happened. The young man asked, "Why are you crying?" That's when the superior, through tears, pointed at the Jeep and said with a broken voice, "Open the hood, see for yourself." Confused, the young man walked over and lifted the hood. And there was the reason for their astonishment. The Jeep had no engine at all. It was impossible for it to have moved, much less been parked with such precision. The soldiers who once laughed now whispered in low voices, "We want to know your God. We want the God who makes the impossible possible." The young man looked up to the sky, feeling immense gratitude in his heart. He knew this was not his victory, but God's. Calmly, he said, "This is the God I serve. The God of the impossible. The God who brings into existence what does not exist." If this story touched you, write in the comments, what God cannot do does not exist.